So Miguel is a Disney character with a red hoodie? Where have I seen that before? Well, to be fair, I think Coco may have been in production well before Star Wars The Force of Evil got on the air. We finally just saw Coco, and my god, this is a movie that I did not expect to like as much as I did. And it's funny, it was mainly because the trailers really pushed this idea that, oh, the movie's gonna be about family, it's gonna be about this family that bans music. I thought, oh, it's gonna push the, importance of music and family, just kind of like your typical Disney movie. But even though that's where the movie starts, where it leads, is actually a really clever and actually really got to me really emotional movie. So, in case you don't know, I'm not really going to get into spoilers in this review. I'm going to give you just enough to give you a sort of impression. The movie's about this 12-year-old boy named Miguel who really likes music, but as I said, his family vehemently hates it, and even goes as far, his grandmother goes as far as to destroy this guitar he has. And when and Miguel runs away, he goes to he believes that he is related to this famous musician Ernesto de la Cruz. If I butcher the names, I'm sorry. My Spanish pronunciation is not that good, but I'll try my best. So please bear with me. And when he plays Ernesto's own guitar, he gets transported to the land of the dead. And when he gets there, he meets basically his ancestors, deceased members of his family, and they really want to send him back because if he does not go back by the time the sun rises, he will be turned into a skeleton. And so, but Miguel, obviously wanting to meet his hero, this is where it got kind of surprising. I thought the family was going to tag along with him, but it's actually the movie. And what happens is that the family is basically chasing after him while he is trying to find a way to meet Ernesto. And so as Miguel's running away, he comes across this interesting guy who tries to dress up as Frida Kahlo at one point. And that dude is Hector, and he claims that he can get Miguel to meet, he can help Miguel meet Ernesto. And so, that's basically where the movie starts. And I gave away one of its secrets, but I think it's something that should be made clear before you guys see this movie. And like I said before, I didn't really expect that much going in, especially since, even though this is a Pixar movie, I wasn't too impressed with the last couple of Disney movies released. If you've been following me since my Kumite World days, I thought Zootopia was overrated. Moana was good, but not amazing. And I thought, Pixar's going to be going down the same route too, especially since the last Pixar movie I actually saw was Inside Out, and I thought it was, while a touching movie toward the end, I thought getting there was just kind of alright. And in Coco, I thought it was going to go down the same route too. The beginning of the movie is just kind of, it's sets up as a sort of basic chase movie, and the weird thing is, I actually thought I got spoiled with Coco in terms of learning more about Ernesto's character, but boy was I wrong. The actual details, and there's even something about another character who I won't mention, it literally took me by surprise. It's hard to say because in the case of Inside Out, getting there, even though the climax was touching, I thought getting there was just kind of your standard kid story. But I think in the case of Coco, because more and more characters find out the big twist. Again, not without trying to give away too much, it leads to a greater sort of effect. And I literally, if I sound disjointed, it's because I literally just got done watching the movie and I'm trying to give my best genuine reaction to the film. But, yeah, other things I could talk about creatively. I really like this Land of the Dead. It's really well designed. I even like details like how, in order for these characters, like their spirits, to cross over to the Land of the Living, they have to get their faces scanned by the security. And the way it works is if the face matches the picture that's put on their altar, then they can get across. And that's actually really key point for a certain character who I won't mention here. It's really hard to talk about what made this movie so good without spoiling it, but trust me on that front. But yes, creatively, it's this really large, really colorful world they create. And is there anything else I could talk about? I mean, the songs are really good. The song Remember Me, the one that everybody was talking about, and I believe actually won the Best Song Oscar this year, is actually really sweet. I also like, for certain reasons, that they put that you hear snippets of it throughout the film, but you don't get to hear the whole thing until the very end, and there's a very good reason why. And so, again, it's really hard. I mean, what else can I say? I guess another thing I will mention, I thought the humor was going to be really, like, fast-paced, and they were really going to hit you on the head with it. Like, it was going to be really silly, but they were going to push it up because it's a kid's movie. But actually, they don't really. I mean, yeah, they still throw in jokes here and there to keep up the mood, but I definitely wouldn't call it annoying. There's some jokes that I kind of thought were but they didn't really, like, put me in a bad mood per se. Something like, God, I don't even want to, like, compare it to an Adam Sandler movie. I feel like I'm insulting Coco if I would say that, but it didn't hurt. Let's just put it like that. The jokes, probably one of the jokes that kind of made me roll my eyes is there's this music competition that Miguel enters, and the reason he enters it is because if he wins, he will get to meet Ernesto, and they go through all these, like, really silly performances. Like, there's one nervous dude on a keyboard. There's somebody that's playing this horn instrument, and it's a very brief scene. I know it might make it'll make some of you guys laugh, but I tend to be a person that's very difficult to make laugh. But other than that, Coco is a really, really enjoyable film. I definitely liked it a lot more than I expected, and I can even say I liked it more than something like Pixar's Inside Out. My favorite Pixar movies are still in the vein of something like Up and Toy Story 3, but Coco is definitely up there. It's definitely a really creative, really fun, and a really touching movie, and I definitely recommend it. I can definitely say I'm really glad that it won the Best Animated Film at the Oscars. I mean, had its beginning, if they were a little more creative with the beginning in terms of the storytelling, like the beginning is just really kind of standard. Like, you have, your comical characters like Hector, you have the family that's very anti-music, but what makes it good is where it leads up to. And if the movie was a lot, if the first half was a bit more creative, I mean, it's not bad, it's not boring, it's just kind of your typical kids movie flair, and I would have liked it more. But this is definitely a case unlike Inside Out, where the climax, there's quite a few clever twists, and it's so touching that it's definitely worth getting there. And so I definitely recommend Coco. I know on Twitter I gave it a 9 out of 10, but all things considered, I think I would actually give it like an 8.8 out of 10. I mean, definitely a really good movie.